Conspiracy Streets podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Conspiracy Streets podcast. I'm your boy Castro. To my right is Maxwell, and we here for another episode. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Conspiracy Streets podcast for all the unedited, unfiltered content. Now, we here, baby. What's up?
Shit.
Yo.
Happy I got my car back. I told you, that's like my big guy. Yay.
Yeah.
No more public trans.
My day at work today was crazy, bro.
Word, I dipped early.
Bro, for the
Didn't leave my
last
car.
2 days, I've been moving pipe. Pause. Wow, pause.
Yo, everything in the industry definitely deserves a pause. I said some shit to my wife. I was like, yeah, they call it giving head. And she was just like, hey, yo.
Hey,
and I was
yo.
just like, nah, when you feed the snake up the pipe. And then I was just like, hey, yo, goddamn. Like,
Yeah, nah. Nigga, for the last 2 days, I've been moving nothing but, pause again, 8-foot pipe, copper pipe, black pipe.
the biggest of pipe.
The biggest of pipe, pause. All just so y'all electricians could get into the electrical box. Have to move all this pipe so that we can
bro.
move the rack up 4 feet so y'all could get in there.
Yeah.
Why don't y'all get skinnier fucking electricians?
Yo, why don't y'all clean the space?
This is not my space. It's the plumber's space.
Who cares? Just clean that space. I don't.
Nah, the space
You're
is
not gonna
clean.
insult
Y'all-
my waistline because you gotta move things.
It's just the electricians can't fit behind the pipes to get to the electrical box.
We're a husky breed. What do you
I
want?
fit.
Yeah, you ain't eating enough.
I eat.
Yeah, you do, but nah, man.
But yeah, man,
I don't
I've been
hear that
busting
shit.
my ass, man. I'm tired.
I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Shout out to the thick boys, thick boy electricians. We out here. So, yeah, nah, dude. Yo, being a thick boy saves me on the job. Keep it a buck. Cause there be some times with like somebody got to crawl into this space, and I'll just be looking around like, guess I'm out. You know, this voluptuous man gotta. I'll coach you. I'll hold the light. I'll be the first person to pick up a power tool and be like, I'm gonna go drill this or I'll go run this thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. Getting in the manhole, getting in the ceiling, getting behind them fucking closets that you talking about. Like, nah, bro, that's not me, man. And it'd be funny, cause I'll be like, yo, you can't pair me up with another husky dude unless it's like a bow job, because if it's anything technical, we're gonna just be staring at each other like, I mean,
Yeah, okay.
your arms are longer. Like, yo, you got this.
But let me explain to you how me and my mans at work today had the OD fail, right? So now this is a first off, they have over like 200 copper pipes on a painter scaffold, right? That's how they're storing them, right? So we know we don't have to organize
That's how
everything.
they're storing them.
Yeah, we don't have to organize anything. The rack just has to be moved up 4 feet, right? So we saying that thinking because we moved the rack the prior day, and that shit took us all day. We were like, no, we're not trying to bust our ass today, right? So we went and got some rope,
Yep.
right?
Sounds about right.
We tied it up all around, to make
Yes.
sure like we don't want to make it top heavy. So we tied it around the top. We tied it in the middle. We tied it on the bottom, so it's an even pull, right? Now, granted, there's 200 copper pipes on this thing.
Yeah, dude, you're looking at more than a fucking 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, easily more than 1,000 pounds. So we went and got one of those power jacks,
Ah, you guys are soft.
and we went, grabbed the rope, tied it
Tie
around
this
the
shit
power
around and
jack.
just pushed it. Yo,
So
that's
we're like, I
hilarious.
bet. What we gotta do is move it 4 feet. We do it slowly, right? We start when this is fighting. It's fighting it.
Yo, doing something like that, it should not be like Bass Pro. Like, you shouldn't be like, it's getting me pulled back.
Bro,
That's funny though.
I'm looking at the scaffold. I'm like, yo, this is about to go. I told my man,
Yo, that's
no,
hilarious.
stop. Soon he didn't stop when I said stop.
Yo, seeing something about to fail is hilarious. Like, yo, this is gonna. All right, well,
Bro, you know that whole scaffold bent?
yeah, no, I
That is
believe it.
steel.
No, I believe it. Yeah,
I was like, oh man,
bro, we getting that cheap fucking Taiwan steel.
Nah, bro, this was real heavy duty steel, bro.
Nah, not American steel.
It probably would have broke if
Stop.
it would not bent if it was American steel.
Stop. That
You
is
saw the
definitely-
World Trade, but anyway.
Yo. Yes.
Anyway.
Great joke. Great joke.
But yeah, bro,
You
that
did it.
whole thing fucking collapsed on us, and we then had to take off all 200 pipes of this copper
That's such
and
a
move
brick.
it. We didn't even finish, bro.
That's a brick. Yeah, that's something that sounds just like such a brick.
Because we had the idea. We was sure that the idea was going to work, that we didn't get to work right away. We was bullshitting. You know what I mean? We went to go get a cup of coffee, all that shit.
Taking it easy.
For what? But then have to be working double time and still not get done.
Yeah, see, that shit don't happen to me. I'll just hand them up, thing, boom, 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 and I'll just go about it and be on my way.
Yeah, bro. It was crazy.
I banged out a big ass, I had a big one today, pause, and took care of that shit, and then it was like, all right, now they were like, oh, go to training, and that became like the complicated part of my day because one, I was dumb smacked, and I'm thinking this is training for something completely different, so I'm looking around like, yo, where the new engine at? And they're looking at me, they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yo, it's a new engine, right? That's why like, what's up? Like, I want first crack, like, where's it at? They're like, bruh, there's no new engine. Like, this is like a systems training. And I'm like, what? They're like, bro, who the fuck told you there was gonna be a new engine? And everybody start getting them. They're like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like,
yo, you really do hear
what
you want to
yeah.
hear, bro.
I know.
You hear what you want to hear. You read what you want to read.
Selective hearing and reading. Nah, it's true. My brain is fucking fried, bro. That's like because I really sat there and was like looking at the instructor mad, like, sir, why are you here? I'm here to teach you this system. And I'm looking at him like, this system is stupid. All right, this is a nerd system. It's got a whole bunch of nerd buttons and a display screen. I don't do shit like this. Like, where's the new engine? He was like, who told you there's a new engine? There's no new engine. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what am I doing here? And then I bounced. Because it was just too overwhelming. I hate noticing shit. Like, that's the worst thing about being, like, good at a job is because, like, you notice certain shit. This dude was explaining to me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, listen, used car salesman. I get what you're getting at.
Was he mansplaining?
Nah. He had a lisp, but, like, one of those I'm from Spain lisps. He's talking like this. And, like, it's so hard to, like, and he was trying to be, like, and it sucks that as a man, I have to use this to address another man, but, like, it's become such a part of thing. Like, he was trying to just be a sassy guy. So, like, we'd ask him questions, and he'd be like, well, listen, the thing is. And I was like, yo, Fez. Like,
well, Europeans are sassy. And
I know,
Spain
but, like, here's my thing, though. Like, we're not in a field where sassiness, like, it's either you're a dick or you're not. Sassiness isn't something that's well received by, like, the hard hat, like, crew.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. So, like, he was being all sad, and now I'm looking at him, and I'm like, yo, dude, like, I'm not trying to, like, what if this, and this happens? Like, has this going to play out? And he looks at me and goes, that's a good question. He goes, but that's not me. And I just looked at him, and I was just like, yo, what the fuck am I? Yo, and I started to come down. I got angry. I was like, yo, what am I doing here? And this is what happens when you just get high and go about your thing. I miss the good old days. I get high and end up someplace fun. Now I get high and end up just like, what the fuck, man? Why am I here? Shit is stupid.
Yo, you a fool, bro.
Dead ass. I've been thinking about that shit, especially like, yo, man, I get like what you're trying to do, but in the same breath, like, I gotta work with certain shit, so I know how things. Like, I'm good at that. I know how machines like feel. So when you tell me like this is supposed to do X, Y, Z, and I'm looking at you like, yo, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you this. This doesn't seem idiot proof. And in order to do something in our field and it be real, it needs to be idiot proof. Like the fact that they didn't even have good signage, I got mad. I was like, sir, that's a marker. Like, no one is gonna acknowledge marker writing on a piece of like equipment. Like, you gonna get somebody's head blown off. They want to hear me.
Shit. Yeah, no, but of course they don't never listen to any of us at the fucking job.
Nah.
Anyway,
And I'm on the safety committee. Ain't that about a bitch?
Yo, not for nothing. You being on the safety committee,
Hilarious.
yo, that's ironic. That's like an oxymoron,
Yeah, I
bro.
know. Cause I'll be the first person to do some unsafe shit and be
You
like,
be the
"That's
first
fun."
one to be like, oh, it don't work. Let me stick this in there,
Yeah.
or just pull everything out. You know what? I've noticed that about you.
Mhm.
Your go-to fix is just to eliminate everything and put it back, or like turn off power, put it back on.
Because there's
you know that you can possibly kill somebody doing that. You're gonna turn off the wrong switch sometimes. Somebody
First
gonna be
off,
on life support.
I never turn off the wrong switch. I'm good at what I do. I'm great at what I do, to be honest with you. Like, I piss excellence. It sucks. It's a curse because then you end up with responsibility you don't need.
With
Like,
great power comes great responsibility.
yo, dude, and it's so shitty because like I was just like, nah, I just enjoy doing what I'm doing. Like, that's the funniest part. When someone like, oh, you need to do this, and I'm like, nah, man, I'm just chilling, doing what I do, baby. I don't even think twice about this shit. Like, just like you said, you were like, oh, sometimes you fix shit by just like shoving a screwdriver, and I'm like, yeah, because in that moment, I was like, screwdriver might fix this. And yo, 9 out of 10, I'm right. And the 1 out of 10, that's part of the job. You know what I'm saying? It's job security at that point. Now I got more shit to fix. I'm a happy guy. I really think about that though. I really do just kind of like risk it. Like, I don't care. But then I start thinking like, if I decided to get out of our field, like what would I do? And then that came about from a thought of like, you know how teachers call themselves doctors sometimes?
Well, when they have doctrines.
Yeah, Yeah, sorry. So you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure because like sometimes like you say it to people and they don't understand it colloquially, like they've never experienced a teacher saying it to another teacher, like, doctor, and I was like, yo, that's mad douchey. But somebody responded like when because I we had heard it out of turn coming back from a job, and I was just like, ugh, like you're not a doctor, like you know what I'm saying. If I have a stroke, you can't help me. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not a medical doctor, and I feel like that well. If they have their doctrine, technically they're a doctor. And I was just like, bro, I can get a doctrine. And then I started thinking, what's the dumbest doctrine I can get? Like, what's the easiest way to, like, what is, it doesn't have to be in any type of related field. I just want the title of doctor.
And what did you come up with?
No, I'm still shooting. I don't know.
Oh.
I was actually kind of bringing it to you, like round table style.
Well, to get a doctrine, is that a doctrine and a PhD? Is that the same thing?
I don't know. Be honest with you, I also don't know how much time it takes. I don't know what the pre-qualifications are.
It's just a lot of schooling. That's what I know.
I thought all you gotta do is like write an amazing paper.
Nah, to get get your PhD.
I need a PhD. I want a doctrine.
I think a PhD and a doctrine is almost equivalent. From what I'm not sure. I don't have neither. I don't even have a college degree.
No. If you get a chance, look up what the difference between a doctrine and a PhD is.
Yeah.
So I think one of them is strictly medical related, but obviously it's not doctrine.
I only say that because, like, Big Bang Theory, all of them have a PhD except for Horowitz.
Because he's an engineer.
Yeah. But they all technically considered doctors.
Shout out for that nerd, dog. That was good nerd combo right there. But yeah, he's not a doctor because he's not a pretentious douchebag.
But Sheldon, all of them are considered doctors, but they all have PhDs.
Yeah.
So is the doctrine the same as a PhD?
I thought a doctrine is something you have to write in order for you to gain, like a doctrine is some sort of paper you have to write and have it approved to get your doctrine. That's what I thought. Because I know that you can get like a doctrine in like fucking Greek mythology. You can get a doctrine in like Eastern Mediterranean poetry of the 13th century.
But can't you also get a PhD in that?
See, that's the thing. I don't know. I thought PhD may have only qualified for like certain things.
Okay, so so far right now we have that
Mhm.
PhD is just an academic qualification. And what is a doctrine when you get a chance?
So
Bring
then
that up.
PhD would be a result of schooling time. Like you need to go for like 8 to get your master's and then probably another 4 to get a PhD.
Okay.
And a doctrine is putting the theory into specific professional settings.
Okay.
So I was right, yeah. So
I don't know.
You have to just apply. You have to just basically have a paper that's an applied application.
Okay.
So I don't know how
anybody can get a doctrine then.
Which is why I'm trying to figure out what's the dumbest one I can get. Like what one can I get for like eating Oreos? Like what one can I get for just showing up? I mean, like I don't want to do no reading. I could do something like an audible test. Is there a talking doctrine I can get?
No, they might be.
Oh, imagine
A speech on speech?
speech on speech, talk on talk. I could do that.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, like if I don't know, do they got to provide the topic matter? Do I provide the topic matter?
I think you provide the topic. You provide the topic matter since that's the doctrine that you're going for.
So
I assume.
I wonder if I could do a doctrine in self-realization. Like if I go up there and be like, this is how I feel and this is what I think. And if
Would that be a doctrine in mental health then?
That's fucking offensive.
Self-realization is mental health.
Oh, I took that a completely different way about saying, hey, man, you need therapy. Fuck you. All right? That's where I thought we were going with this. My bad. Yeah, no, I mean, I suppose. I don't know, though. Because, once again, if I just have to, like, can I prove that? Can I go in there and be like, I can prove that a tree, when it falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, still makes noise. And you do that by putting up a camera and then knocking down a tree. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just proved that. Let me get my doctrine in, like, tree noise.
I never understood that question. Of course the shit still makes noise.
It's supposed to be just an acknowledgement of like the sound. Like, does the sound really occur if no one's there to hear it? Yeah, it does, but does it because no one actually heard it?
I understand, but
Yeah.
it was just like it feels like it was one of those things that it was just brought up to cause conversation.
Or just one of those things that it's one of those redundant answers. Like, of course it does. Like, someone's like, "Oh, did you do X, Y, Z?" And you'd be like, "Does a tree make noise in the woods if no one's there to hear it?"
The
Like,
better
of course,
question
yeah.
is, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
See, it's another one of them questions. But
Nah, that's a
that
real
one
question that I
doesn't-
don't know.
I don't know that one either.
Like they're really, if you think
There's
about
like whole philosophies built on that.
it's like, I bet. Let's
Science.
just say God made the egg, right? maybe the first chicken was asexual
I
and
was
had a
thinking-
baby with itself.
Yeah, Godzilla style.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a sound theory.
And then after that, they just started fucking.
I mean, yeah. Once again, sound theory.
I don't know.
I mean, where did chickens? Well, chickens they say evolved from dinosaurs or vice versa.
Yeah. Well, birds all supposedly evolved from dinosaurs.
And that's why I don't believe in dinosaurs, because when I was young, they were lizards. Now they're birds. It's
But
stupid.
did you see the last Jurassic Park?
I've seen all the Jurassic.
The last Jurassic Park, they had the dinosaurs look a lot more like birds. Like
Yeah,
a lot of them
I
had
saw
more
that too.
wings
Yeah,
or
with
more
the
beak-like
feathery-
things. Yeah.
That's trash.
Which it was
That's
actually
garbage out of
good.
here.
like
It's
I
not.
figured. I was like, I bet if the dinosaurs are supposed to be more like birds and not alligators, then all right, make them
Nah.
look more like birds
Alligators have a fear factor to them. You tell me a bunch of giant birds, I'm like, nah, all right.
then. But
Fuck birds.
Oh yeah, nah, but
Mhm.
nigga, a hawk has a fear factor to him. A
I'll punch
falcon
the
has a
shit
fear
out of a
factor.
hawk.
No, you won't.
I'll punch the shit out of
Oh, a
a hawk.
hawk will lift your ass up and take you to Jersey, bro.
Yo, another great question. Moving on from this topic. Once again, anyone who hears this, if you want to submit to the IG, if you want to write comments on the Patreon page, write comments on the YouTube page. If you know or you could think of like the dumbest doctrine I could get, please put that in, because I think that would be a fun thing. Because I really will attempt it in my free time.
And we'll record it.
Yeah, the whole thing.
It'll be on Patreon. Patreon.com/conspiracy podcast. Haha.
But that was a good point to kind of just go into, like, my bad, I just spaced.
Brave freeze.
Yeah, I just had one of those high like pocket moments. What the hell were we talking about? See,
Your
it's what happens
doctrine.
when you get, huh?
Your doctrine and the people.
No, but
ask-
after that, the dinosaurs were we talking about?
Yeah.
What was that? Oh, you said that the hawk could beat my ass.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that. Yo, if you could fight any animal, which one would you fight? Like, if you could snuff one animal and like get away with it, what would you
All
punch?
right. When you say this one animal, is it like a non-domesticated animal, like a
Nah, like
dog
any
or-
animal.
Fucking punt a cat. I hate cats. I will,
Jesus Christ, you could punch any animal in the world and you'd kick
I
a
will
household
field
cat.
goal a cat. I hate cats, bro.
What a wasted fucking.
Yo,
thing.
think about it. A cat is the most dirtiest, nastiest thing you can have in your house, bro.
Yo,
They
cats?
go to their litter box,
Mhm.
piss and shit in that litter box, and
Sometimes-
then walk all over your house.
Okay.
Like on your couch, on your bed, on your counters. Cats don't have no limits to where they're climbing and jumping onto.
Mhm.
It's a whole bunch of shit, fecal matter all over your house now because you got a cat.
Okay.
Horrible. Fucking hate cats. And they're ugly. They're not trustworthy. Nah, fuck cats. I hate cats. And
Cat-
I'm allergic. Fuck cats.
Cats were considered gods in the old world.
And I would have killed them all. Nah, literally, if I could get away with killing all cats, I probably would. I hate cats. What use do they have?
Fighting off mice.
They don't, man. New York mice?
No.
Exactly.
Yo,
Some
I seen-
niggas, they ain't got no use in New York.
Son, why on the news they pulled out a rat, and that shit was the size of like a medium
Oh, you
dog.
talking about the 3-foot one?
Yeah, bro. They
Yo.
pulled that shit out, and I was like, yo, New York is different. Like, even our rats are fat. Like, that's crazy. That's mad GMOs.
Yeah, I definitely
Like-
would field goal to cat, though. There's no other animal that I really dislike except for cats.
I'm saying, like, out of the whole entire like Pokedex, you'd hit a cat.
Yeah, because that's the
So
only one I don't
dumb.
like. And maybe a raccoon, but a raccoon will fight back.
I'd punch a dolphin
Nah, why?
because
Because you think they're rapists?
because I know that they're rapists, and because they think that they're smarter than me. I'll punch the shit out of a dolphin.
He gonna fuck you up.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. You get one free punch. So like, I punch
One free
that.
punch they can't hit back.
Yeah, I punch a killer whale. I don't really like too many sea creatures. I don't like the ocean. I don't really fuck with it.
Nah, I like the ocean. I like killer
Nah,
whales. They're smart and
fuck
they
it.
gang.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's why I fuck with the killer whales. 'Cause they
maybe-
gang.
Maybe that's why I said, because I know that if I was in their territory, I'd be the complete beta animal. And that's why I don't like them. Hence why the stipulations to this is you get one free punch with no hitbacks.
You gonna
And-
punch Free Willy, bro?
Yo, in the fucking mouth.
You gonna punch Flipper, bro?
In the yo, I may kick a dolphin in the dick.
But I'm bad for one of the field goal Tomcat.
Yeah, bro, because
or
cats, are,
and
cats are not
Garfield?
that bad, dude.
Nah, they're horrible. They're nasty.
No, man. Like, dolphins take people down to the ocean, have their way with them, and then bring them back up. And
They don't
and
bring
people look at
nobody
it
down.
and they look at it like, oh, it's a
They
magic
may
trick.
hump a people or two on when you go swimming with the dolphins, but that's because they trained that way.
They're trained to hump.
Yeah, they
That's-
trained them to hump them.
That's wild to say that they. So you're telling me that there's an island resort that's main export and main like ROI of the entire facility is a rape trained dolphin.
I wouldn't say their main ROI, but it's part of their ROI.
Like their big feature is a dolphin,
Now, I wouldn't say big feature. I would say a feature.
a profitable feature for family members of all ages
It's to get humped by a dolphin.
is to get humped by a dolphin who's trained to hump.
Yeah. And y'all white peoples love it.
That's crazy. That's so wild to me.
It's the white peoples and the Instagram thotties love them shits.
Nah, see, like I'm totally on team China and Japan with this one. I say we fish them all out the ocean. Like, what are we keeping them there for? Like, keep it a buck. Like, there's certain species that I feel like if they disappeared, they wouldn't fuck up the ecosystem. They don't eat
Like
algae.
cats?
Nah, you need cats.
For what?
They've been around since
For
ancient
what
times,
do you need
bro.
them though? They don't do
they
nothing.
They hold stain.
What do they do? Nothing. You get rid of house cats, keep the lions and the tigers.
Why? What are they gonna? They're a threat. You want something that's useful but not a threat.
But a cat, no, but cats are not useful.
Cats are useful.
For what?
I don't know, cuddling and shit. Cats are cool,
You can't
man.
cuddle with a cat.
You
Cats
can't
don't
cuddle
like
with
to
a cat,
with
you
cat.
angry fuck.
Get a dog if you want to cuddle.
Bro, you can totally fucking cuddle with a cat, man. Cats
No,
are cool.
and then when the cat gets tired, it's gonna scratch you.
Maybe because I understand cat personalities. I want love until I don't. Right? I'm autistic. Like, I don't. After a while, stop touching me. Like, I'm fine. We don't have to talk. You know what I'm saying? Just let me put my feet and shit and just leave me be. I get that. I get there's an appeal to it. Like, once again, there is like venomous, monstrous animals out there that you could just do away with, and you want to get rid of the neighborhood cat.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild to me.
You know why? Because those venomous monster animals don't affect my everyday life.
Okay.
But
I'm
bodega
saying, like,
cat affects my everyday
Yo.
life. Get the fuck off my bread, bodega cat.
yo, there's certain animals that are up there with unicorns. The homegrown bodega cat is one of them. You can't talk ill on them. That's sacrilege.
Bodega cat gotta get the fuck.
That
Bodega
is
cat don't kill no
wild.
rats. Bodega cat just lays on your bread and gets fat.
Bodega cat is an entity. That's all it's there for.
Yeah,
All right. The
unnecessary.
same way that you need lights indoors, that cat needs to be sprawled out between like the old coffee cakes and like kind of in between the chips, but not on the chips that is causing problems, but
Yeah,
enough that they can
nah.
lean.
Fuck them cats.
Nah, bro, you are wilding out right now. Yo, bodega cats, bro. You kidding me?
Bye, bodega
That is a
cat.
staple of the community.
Nah, I hate bodega cats.
Why don't you get rid of yellow cabs?
You can get rid of them too.
And screaming homeless people. What other things are you willing to sacrifice for this crazy perfect world you have imagined?
Cats.
That's nuts.
Cats. And
Cats ain't doing nothing. But
Cats
yet-
and soccer.
I'm not against the soccer thing.
Cats and soccer could go.
I mean, you know how many people died building that soccer stadium that they're only going to use that once? Mad people, bro. Like, that shit is fucking crazy. That I'm just like, this is public knowledge. Like, and y'all are just, and we're supporting this? We know someone who went there. They actually went to this crazy country, and they was like, I'm going to get in here with all these hooligans in this basic giant mass grave, and in a week, this is going to be overgrown. There's going to be wildlife living in it. Like, that shit is so crazy to me. And that's why I don't support soccer. What are they doing most of the time? Y'all build up little countries and then destroy them. And also, it's such a fucking fruity sport.
Well,
Like, I just don't like soccer.
I don't like. Yo, the way you feel about soccer is how I feel about cats.
Oh, I don't want to punt Pele out the planet. I think he's a good person.
You don't know him. You don't know if he's a good person.
You're right, but I like to give the benefit of the doubt.
Nah,
Just
not
like
me.
cats. Cats are cool until they're not.
Nah, cats aren't cool at all.
I love cats.
If you're a cat owner, go see a therapist.
Cat. Anyone who's listening, I know there is a couple of you out there who are cat owners. You didn't mean it. All right, you're decent people.
Yeah, you just need
Your
therapy.
therapist tells you this all the time.
You just need a therapy. You just
Yeah.
need some therapy sessions if you have a cat.
Nah, man, cats are. Well, you know what? Though? That's what cats are there for, man. Cats are there to soothe.
But they're not soothing. Get a dog.
That's immediate. How do I? Somebody else explain.
Dogs
this to me.
are happy.
Somebody explained this to me. It was like it was a good concept, right? So they were like that. Dogs give you immediate, like it was the argument from. I said somebody explained it to me. It's the argument from fucking
It's like when you walk
Meet the
in,
Fockers.
when you walk into a house.
He's like, you
your
need that
dog
immediate
greets you.
satisfaction.
Your dog greets you when you walk into
I know
a
mad
house.
cats that greet you when you come in the house.
Most cats won't greet you when you walk into the house.
Yeah, I think you're being very biased. What
Why?
you're doing is generalizing.
I'm-
The experience you've had with cats hasn't been pleasant. It's not all cats. I know mad cats that act like dogs. It's pretty funny.
I've never seen a cat that act like a dog.
Oh, you've never seen a
And
cat that barks?
I don't know nobody that own a cat that act like a
My
dog.
aunt does.
And everybody that I know that owns a cat, they all hate their cats.
Maybe because they're just bad people. They're just like shitty roommates. That's what a cat is. Cat's not a pet. Cat's a roommate.
Yeah.
Like you got to.
That's a shitty roommate.
cohabitate.
He don't pay no rent. Dirty up my house.
It's like kids.
He's a fucking shitty roommate.
Yeah,
Man,
pets and kids are simultaneous. I'll give you that. If you could punch a kid, any kid in the planet, who would you punch?
Nene.
I'm not gonna stand here and say
I'm
that.
punching right in his chest.
Once again, you have the entire world. You gonna punch my producer? That's crazy.
Yeah, I gotta punch my own son right in his chest.
I would probably
if
say
you actually you do hear a lot of the shit he says. Sometimes I just want to punch him right in his chest.
hell
Maybe
nah,
reset him or something.
I think that he is the young prophet. I think that he is going to be philosophizing with the greatest of us.
Don't call child services on me, people.
That's a child services.
You call ASPCA. I don't care. I'll kick them in the nuts too.
Hey yo.
But
this is one of those moments where Conspiracy Streets podcast doesn't reflect the way that Castro feels. These are his feelings, and we don't want to commit any violence on domestic animals as a entity.
Except cats.
Dolphins can go. I'd like to punch an endangered animal.
You want to punch a koala?
Yo, I'd punch the fuck out of a koala.
A koala will fuck you up.
It'll give me gonorrhea, but I'll punch the shit out of a koala. No, I can take a koala. Koala, as long as I can keep distance.
Koalas is violent, bro.
Yo, it's a jab and step.
Yo, koalas are violent.
Yo, you think sloths are really rapey in real life? Like, would I have to
I
fight
think they're
a sloth?
too slow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you think I would really have to fight a sloth? Because I remember when that got built up, and then I seen a sloth and was like, you kind of do have creep face. Like, you move mad slow, and that's probably why. But like, you do have creep face.
Yo, wild creep.
I punch a koala before I punch a
Now, what animal are you
sloth.
scared of? If you was encountered with an animal, and let's say you were in the woods or whatever that animal's natural habitat is, and you ran into that animal, which one are you more
I'd
scared
say
of?
like any form of
On land, because on water we're
ape.
dead regardless.
Any form of ape would probably be my biggest issue, and it's just because it's the same reason why I'm not afraid of most animals, and it's because of opposable thumbs. Like, I just have ingenuity capabilities they don't. They just have whatever their Pokemon attack
thumbs
is.
ain't doing nothing.
Nah, bro, whatever that Pokemon attack is, that's what they have. Whether it's claws or water gun, whatever the fuck they got.
So your Pokemon attack is thumbs?
My Pokemon attack is like guns, knife, fire, all things that are thumb related. Turning doorknobs, locking doors, like that's all thumb related.
What you gonna do when a raccoon come after you then? Because they got thumbs.
Okay, see, the one positive thing you have about raccoons is they are still puntable size. So like if you can get a good one, some of them might kick and that shit might just look at you.
Yo,
like,
I got a quick story about a raccoon. In my old crib, in our old studio.
We lost a room to the rats there, bro.
Yeah.
Like that was bad.
Fucking
Fucking Bronx.
we was we had the garage in the back, right? One day, a raccoon. Well, it started out with Nene and his friend playing basketball earlier that day in the backyard, and they shot the ball and somehow hit the glass in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Later on that night, a raccoon climbs up through that window and goes into the garage. Now that garage was just for storage for my upstairs neighbor.
Now it's apartment.
Now we're like, oh, it's in there. All right, let's lock it in. There was a gap on the bottom, which we didn't know why the raccoon didn't just crawl through that little gap. So what we did was we put two 20-pound dumbbells in front of that gap. So now he can't get out, right? We're thinking it's a raccoon.
So now this raccoon's about to get swole.
Bro, as soon as we put the second one down, all you saw was the raccoon hand come out and pull the dumbbell in the gap.
Yo, that would terrify me.
Bro, you got it.
Thumbs,
this is your
bro.
backyard
Yeah,
now.
Thumbs, dude. Thumbs are fucking terrifying. So like I said, if I had to, like, because the one deep with a raccoon, I'll get fucked up. I'll catch my lumps, but I'm going to walk out of that one. One deep with any form of, like, primate?
Oh, yeah.
Nah, bro.
Gorilla or
because
bear?
Bears don't got thumbs.
The bears still fuck you up.
Like I said, they just have their attacks. They could, like, bite and scratch.
Yeah, they could bite and scratch is gonna beat you up, kill you.
Bite and scratch can't steal my rifle and shoot me.
Man, a bear can take one shot.
Yeah,
At
that's
least
fine.
two.
That's fine. But I'm saying, like, a gorilla can literally, like, slap me, take my gun, and shoot it. He has thumbs. All capability.
Yeah.
That's terrifying to me.
Yeah,
A bear.
I'm scared of a gorilla too.
A bear, I think I could like trick a bear.
I think I'm more scared of a mountain lion.
I didn't even think about the whole cat. Yeah, but I can
Because
still.
a bear, you got that thing. You make noise. Sometimes it scares the bear away.
Don't believe that. I really don't believe it works. I think that's such bullshit.
But a mountain lion, you make noise, he come at you. You make yourself bigger, he gets more intimidated. He thinks you're trying to intimidate him.
Yeah, so you just got to beat him in the one deep.
Yeah, no, you can't beat no mountain lion in a 1D.
Bro, I don't understand. Like, everyone's like dogs. I'm grabbing whatever's near me. If I'm grabbing dirt and sand or whatever the fuck is near me, and I'm hitting it in the eyes, like, bro, I'm fighting the dirtiest. I'm biting
You're
it
gonna
before it
try.
can bite me.
Listen, we all gonna
Yeah.
try. Will we
Nah.
survive? I don't know.
You think that I'm gonna
What's
beat it
that
with a
movie
solid cross?
Leonardo DiCaprio getting beat up by the bear?
Oh,
See, he survived, but he got
The
washed.
Revenant.
Yeah, Revenant. He got
Yeah.
washed, but he survived.
But I'm saying you come home wearing that bear, you are man. You are like top dog, and that's why I said I'll never admit to like, dog. I've been chased by. I got chased out this motherfucking studio by rats the other day, but they were deep, and I knew I couldn't win.
Oh yeah, down there, this man rats on the exit.
Bro, I went to go by the door, and I was like,
Bronx
and then as
living,
soon
y'all.
as
It's
I
Bronx
opened the
living.
door, bro, like 3 of them just rushed out from behind me with the incinerators and up the ramp, like they were just waiting for someone to open the door. Bruh,
Yeah, I don't exit that exit at night.
bruh. You guys see my face? I was like, yo. And then I booked it to my car and they kept going. And then me and my wife went out that Saturday. And when I tell you that the rats in Queens are still no games either. We pulled up on 71st. This shit literally walked. Dude, it was the funniest shit. It walks over to the passenger seat. She's now screaming like, yo, I can't get in the car. Like, it's just chilling there. I had the gummy edibles, but they came in the tin.
Mm-hmm.
And the shit was empty. Bro, I beamed this shit. Like, and I'm talking about sidearm, I put spin on this bitch. It hit, and the rat looked at me like, do something, pussy. Like, he dead ass he got up on 2 legs and just like, and I was like, hey, babe, listen. Like, you know.
Just get into the driver's side, climb over.
She did. You could call her in. That's exactly what happened. Because, like, I was like, all right, listen, if that doesn't work, like, I'm obviously not going to go swing on. He's prepared now. I blew my whole element of surprise. Like, we're fucked. So, we're going to have to concede, and you just get in. Hey, you're cute anyway, baby. Go ahead. Hop over the seat. You're not big. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got this. It's not like me. If I was in that situation, I'd be, we're going to have to just stand here and
You
debate.
have to move the car up.
Yeah. Yo, the funny shit is, you remember, they definitely posted a video. For anyone who doesn't know, because I feel like this is only, it's only like common knowledge if you have friends that are like Spanish, but like South American Spanish or Central American Spanish, like Ecuadorian, Colombian, like the whole, but like people, it's like a big joke in our group chat, but like, cuy. Like, for anyone who doesn't know, that's like something they make in Central and South America is basically just guinea pig.
Yeah, cuy is guinea pig in Spanish.
It's guinea pig. That's what it is. Like, the same one that people can buy for $8 at Petco, so little Sarah can have
You
a
can buy
sweet
for
Saturday.
$12 at your frozen fruit section. That's your local Hispanic
And yo, and
grocery
throw
market.
that shit on the, what do you call it, the spinner?
Rotisserie?
Yo, and just let it rock. There was a video that went viral that was like, oh, they're cooking rats in New York streets. And there was somebody walking by, I guess, like the Ecuadorian festival in Queens. But the funny thing, I was like, damn, yo, look at that. Then somebody was like, oh, that's how they cook the cuy, like right out there on the street.
Yep.
And that's mad funny because, like, think about it. Eventually, we're going to get to the point where we're going to just be roasting rats.
Well, down south and all that, like in the sticks, they cook the raccoons.
They
the
cook everything down there, yeah.
possum.
I seen gator mac and cheese the other day that looked fire.
Pesos done had mad gator
Yeah.
infused meals when he went down to New
Yeah,
Orleans.
I want to do that.
I'm
gonna
dying to have
Nolans.
a gator meal.
Word.
Because
Definitely having like a
pause,
gator
I like
burger.
to try different pause meats.
Yeah, I don't. But I'm down to just like eat.
Like
I would like
eat
to
mad-
eat any
I don't
kind
eat
of animal.
vegetables, but I'll eat everything else.
That's hilarious.
I don't eat vegetables. I hate
I
vegetables.
would love to have
bro.
vegetables with like an alligator that I thought could beat me in a fight.
Well, all alligators could probably beat us in a fight.
Well, that's why I want to eat them because I'm like, this is my one level of superiority. I've tasted your blood. You haven't
yeah,
tasted
nah.
mine.
That's one thing though. I must say, I'll fight anybody, but I won't. Like when it comes to animals, then you got it. Like I know I can't beat y'all.
See, and that's the funniest thing. It's like I pick and choose where I know I can actually like tactically advantage, but like thumbs. I have real faith in evolution. That's just what it is. Like I feel like the way my brain works
your
and the
thumb
way
is gonna
thumbs,
get bit off real quick.
that'd be so funny if in the first move it removes my thumbs.
Just your thumb.
like it just knows. Like just take my thumbs out. Like oh shit. Damn.
even
then
the
if we're
playing field.
yeah, if we're going paw to paw, I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to like. Probably just like mad headlocks. Start becoming like Greek Roman wrestling. I don't know what I would do with no thumbs. Shit, that would completely remove my plan. Like if I went to go block it and just bit both my thumbs off.
Yo.
That is a real breakdown of the thing. I miss being a kid when things were simpler and I didn't have to have like thoughts about what would happen if I'm jumped by a fucking gang of foxes driving home now.
Shit. But question, talking about being a kid, who was your 90s crushes, bro?
I think my 90s crushes like kind of is the example of why I turned out the way that I did.
Like who was your first TV 90s crush?
I want to say Stacey Dash. Or
Clueless?
yeah. Or what was Sean Angela? Boy Meets World.
You skipped Topanga and went to Angela?
Angela Topanga was there when I was into like the cute, like I'm gonna grow up and get married. And then when I was like, yo, I'm trying to dig something down, Angela was like there. And I was like, that.
That's
That was
fair.
yeah. That's
I think my first.
She's still bad,
Which one?
Angela.
Oh yeah, Topanga's still bad too.
Yo, I worked at H&M. She came in one day, and I definitely like froze.
You fanboyed out?
Oh, nah, I didn't. I'm too cool to fanboy out. And by too cool, I mean that, like, I get paralyzed by anxiety. So, like, where I seen her, I had 1,000 different thoughts. And I was just like, yo. And she didn't even acknowledge me. And I was like, fair. Like, I'm standing here. I'm watching the door. Like, fair.
Shit. I think my first 90s crush was probably Kimberly, the Pink Ranger. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like Kimberly the Pink Ranger, then probably Topanga. And then probably Lisa Turtle.
Lisa Turtle, but the one that got me
Lisa
from
Turtle was fly.
Lisa Turtle was fly. She just didn't have like Hillary Banks. Hillary Banks was one of the
Hillary and Lisa, I guess we're about the same time.
Yeah, Hillary definitely helped my voice get deeper.
You know,
like,
you know who
for facts.
I found more attractive as I got older than when I was younger.
first
Laura
one,
Winslow.
Yeah, me too. Nowadays, I'm like, yeah, Laura Winslow was definitely the
Laura
jam.
Winslow was a baddie back in the day.
Yeah, that was the jam.
She could have been in like music videos type of shit.
You know what it was? Is that they dressed her so homely.
Yeah.
That was it. They made her look like
Mad
a proper
wholesome,
young lady. Yeah, mad wholesome. Nah, I need me a little outside. You know what I'm saying? Let your rebel flag fly. Oh, you know who else? Like just as far as like '90s crushes, the chick who played Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Yeah, from Half Baked.
I don't even really remember that movie too much. Like I watched it plenty of times, but every time I watch it, I'm half baked.
She was in she was in The Crow. No, not The Crow. She was in what's the shit with the 4 witches? It's a dope ass movie.
The Craft.
The Craft. Yeah,
the main one. Oh, the more. Oh, I forget you Swirl Gang.
Swirl Gang. I've always been Swirl Gang. That's the craziest part.
But she looks like what's her name from Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah, I got a type, bro. I got it. No, it's not. I got a type. Damn. You see what I married? I got a type, bro. Like,
but she also looks like the girl from You.
Yeah, bro. I got a type. Like,
no, they really look like they're not. Are they not really the same person?
Nah, bro, they're not. You being mad insensitive. I'm just saying.
They really look so much alike. Like I'm picturing all of them in my head right now. They look exactly alike.
Let me paint you a picture. Ready? Medium tone, 4C hair, about 5'4" and adorable. All right. Nice butt, not too much because it doesn't overshadow the pleasantly sized tits. Like I'm saying, I have a type. All right. It's like I built them in my head. Like when you start a game, and you build a player. That's what it is, bro. I have an affliction for chocolatey women. All right. Melatonin rocks my world. Why? Because I missed out on that part. Out of my whole family, I am the lightest one. I told you, I'm Hemsworthless. So, because I am the outcast, I crave it. And also, it's just what attracts me. And like I said, that's so funny that I've always been that way. Coming to think about it now. I'm trying to think of what I was. It sounds fucked up, but I'm trying to think of what other race of chick that I have a crush on TV just for diversity purposes. I'm trying to really think about this shit. I'm trying to think of what bad Spanish joints was out.
Did you like Kelly Kapowski? There was not, but there's not a lot of Spanish people on TV.
In the 90s?
In the 90s. There's not a lot of Spanish people on TV now.
That's not true.
There is. There isn't.
Oh, there is.
That's why.
Telemundo's a whole channel, bro.
Yeah, nobody watches Telemundo, and those are not
24/7.
And those are not people that we know. Those are all actors and actresses from Argentina, Mexico, Colombia. Like we don't know none of them. You can't even name one person a name in a novela except Eric Estrada.
Yo, talk about 90s crushes, Eric Estrada.
Yo, talk about 90s crushes. The dark skinned girl in Dos Mujeres Un Camino.
Yo, you're hilarious.
She was bad, bro.
Yo, that is true. That was another fun part of like, and you're right, because I can't name drop, but I could tell you a time, and I could tell you at what day during the week at 3:30 that my grandma would have them just rocking, and you definitely walk in like I said, it's funny the things that draw your eye. Like, yo, I barely understand anything that's being said, but just watch them things jiggle.
Kudos.
Yeah, like that's why I always think it's funny when they talk about like the Spanish Sesame Street, how it's like just big titty bitches walking around like,
There's a Spanish Sesame Street.
Yeah, bro. You never seen dog. We had a whole thing in the group chat about that when we seen all the different big birds from all over the world.
There's different big birds.
Yo, bro. See, this is what I'm saying. You be missing out on the gold.
That was probably one of the days that I was driving y'all, because y'all always seem to go crazy in the group chat when I'm driving, and I don't look at my texts.
Are you saying that it's just coincidental?
Yeah.
Like when you call me and I'm watching a documentary, like it just happens, just bad timing. Yeah, I know it happens.
No, that's just every day.
Synchronicity.
I'm not always driving.
It's synchronicity. It just happens. But what I'm saying is, yeah, man, they definitely have a purple big bird. He looks like he's wild yacked out.
Oh man.
But it's dope though. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that his assistant isn't some Mr. Grover looking dude. It's some chick with big tits jumping up and down teaching me about ABCs and 1, 2, 3s.
You want to know a funny fact?
What?
I was on Sesame Street.
Getting arrested? You know, like,
Nah, I was.
you were like the bad example they were making. They're like, don't be like this kid.
I was a quote unquote child actor. Like I had my acting license and all that, and I was on Sesame Street. I was doing. I remember I was doing exercise with Big Bird. It was like aerobics with Big Bird.
I want to find this clip.
I want to find it because I can't find the tape. And I cleaned out my mom's house and I can't find the damn tape.
Yo, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I hope that you were on the.
I was on New York Undercover.
I hope he was on the Universidad. I hope you were on that one. You're like, yeah, I was on Sesame Street. And it's like, not quite. But
I was on, like I had the Sesame.
yo, that's it, man. It's just you, Blue Oscar the Grouch. You know what I'm saying? Purple Big Bird, some big titted bitch.
I gotta find that tape, bro. Die. It's mad funny, bro.
That is mad funny, actually, though.
That's on Sesame Street.
You know what's funny though? Like, and you think about, like, if you are willing to do whatever it takes to stay in the spotlight, the instant transition, especially nowadays, from like child celebrity to like adult
Creep
phenomenon. I was gonna say, because let's not say creep, considering how many people's like careers now have just fucking skyrocketed from it. But like, you can easily make the transition from child actor to sex tape. Dead ass. Like, yo, it sounds bad fucking, and I think it is creepy because, once again, I've always had also an affliction for older women. I don't know. I'm not going to therapy about it. I don't ask.
Nah. Older women was just something that, it was just because something you couldn't attain. I think it's always
maybe.
It's just something you can't get, so, and they're also more experienced, so, especially growing up, you know that they fucking and you not, so.
Yeah, exactly. So, to see that, like, the idea of, like, a younger, so, this thought comes from the transition of, like, who, because remember the chick from Saved by the Bell who was in Striptease?
Uh-huh.
Like, that was her supposed to be, like, her big moment. That's really all she had. Oh, the chick from Married with Children, the daughter.
Is it Kelly?
Yeah. Kelly Bundy, yeah. Kelly Bundy. Yeah. Boom, childhood crush.
You know what? I never, like, I always found her, like, attractive, but it was like, whatever. It was okay.
I just realized that I am super white trash. I just
Yeah,
thought about the way that just came
That
out.
was about to be my next sentence. Was like, I never really, because it was kind of like white trashy.
Yeah, I knew that was what the way that you started explaining it. That's what I knew was coming, and that's what I was just like, oh fuck, man. Yeah, dude, I do have, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm an Amy Winehouse.
And I also didn't appreciate Married with Children until I got older.
Yeah, so you're Married with Children, you realize life sucks.
You know, when I was a kid, I didn't like the show. Like, it didn't make sense to me.
I always thought it was funny. No Ma'am is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, even as a kid, I thought that was hysterical.
Yeah, you know, like, it didn't make sense. I didn't get the jokes. Cause no, they're adult jokes. You know, so I didn't really get it. But
Christina Applegate is her name.
Yes, Christina Applegate.
Wish she put out a sex tape. That'd be dope.
But that was one of the shows growing up that I didn't really like. And know a show I grew up that I didn't like, and I still hate to this day.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Roseanne, and Malcolm in the Middle too. But Roseanne, I really hate. Malcolm in the Middle, I just don't really. I don't care for it. I hated Roseanne.
Tell you, that was Bryan Cranston's best work.
My mom used to watch Roseanne on Nick at Night when I was little, and this is when we were poor. And we had to share the room, and I had to go to sleep to Roseanne's fucking voice. Oh man, bro, I hated Roseanne.
I liked Roseanne.
Roseanne, the Good Years.
I didn't fuck with the Good Years.
What
would I do? Wonder Years. I didn't fuck with the Wonder Years.
That's what it is. The Wonder Years, not the Good Years.
I was thinking, because you noticed I was thinking the Nick at Night played, and the song came into my head. Yeah.
Nick at Night had a lot of good stuff. Like,
yo, Nickelodeon used to be the shit.
I still watch shows of, like, I Love Lucy, Bewitched.
Yeah, but those are like before that. We got put onto that because of Nick at Night. But like, that was before. I don't know. Nickelodeon, no. Even though we had a great run, because now I'm thinking about it too. Like, I'm trying to think of who was bad. If there was anyone sexy from the All That cast.
No.
Right?
None from like Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Nah, those were
You
all
remember
like,
that show? Are You
yo, I
Afraid of
loved
the
Are
Dark?
You Afraid of the Dark?
I
I love the
used-
reboot too.
I was when I was
hyped.
little, I was scared of some of them episodes.
I was hyped, dude. They had that dope ass arcade episode. Like there was so many good episodes.
You want to know something I was
Pete and
petrified of as a kid?
Stickly.
The Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt.
Oh no, I had relatives that looked like that.
When he used to laugh, do that laugh, bro, I used to run from whatever room I was in to another room.
That's mad funny.
I could watch the show. I just couldn't see the Crypt Keeper, bro.
Yeah, like I said, shit like that never really bothered me. I was definitely all like on board for all that shit. But I do think it's funny though to like think about the people from the '90s and then think about like where their career is now. Me and wife watched Joey Lawrence movie on Tubi. Tubi, you're the greatest, man. I just found out you have a documentary section. Tubi, we're gonna be spending a lot more time together, bro.
Oh my
It is
God.
what it is, man.
I
I
can just
love it.
imagine how horrible a fucking 2B documentary is.
No, they're actually really good.
Like,
It's a hub. You gotta
the
remember
movies are bad. So imagine what their
Yeah, but
documentaries are.
these aren't documentaries that are produced by them. They're acting as a hub. They have the licensing for these documentaries.
Oh, so it's like a History Channel documentary on there?
Okay.
Per
History
se,
Channel,
that's not
History
exactly.
Channel's a little bit name brand. I'm talking about like there's people who I know who are like podcasters that have like they put out documentaries
Mm-hmm.
and they're on there. What is it? Hunt for the Dog Man's on there. Oh man, Tony Merkel. Shout out to the Merc Man. But yeah, so I watched one with Joey Lawrence and it was a terrible movie. Like it was great for obviously if me and my wife love to hate watch. So if like you can hate watch the shit out of some shit, like yo, this is a terrible movie, but you can enjoy it because like it's terrible. Like who doesn't like a bad movie?
Me?
You're bugging. Me and my wife love. we will sit there for 6 hours and watch bad, especially because Tubi's algorithm just takes over. Bruh, get smacked, come in and out of bad movies. One of the funniest pastimes when you're like super shot. So we watch this Joey Lawrence shark movie, and I'm just like, damn, bruh, you about a week away from my OnlyFans. Like this movie's bad. They killed it with a satellite on the roof, and then he hit the breaker while he was still on it. It was a crazy movie.
But why do you associate with going broke to having to go to OnlyFans?
Oh no, I don't know because it's a good money thing. I think that's the only way you're gonna get back into.
Now, only reason why I asked that because you said the same thing when we talked about Iggy and her OnlyFans. Like,
Well, that's because
she was
she was being disrespectful. That was my original beef with the whole Iggy thing.
Okay.
Is because she basically she didn't as much turn up like her nose at it is the way that I protested it to be. But the fact is she did speak out against it as if it wasn't her thing and then found herself doing it. Now, speaking on the next person's finance, I don't really care, but I do speak on like public principle. Like, yo, you said XYZ publicly, and then here you go, couple nip slips, and you making bread. Which, like I said, yo, sex sells. In the end, dick, coochie is on the table. Like that's just it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that there should be standard and rules. I thought it was so funny that Bad Baby, the chick from the show, from Catch Me Outside Girl,
bitch.
yeah. She was like, yo, when I turned 18 and I had an OnlyFans, she's like, all the dudes who were waiting at midnight to hit subscribe for me to turn 18 should be arrested.
I agree.
With that being said, thank you for your contribution. Yo, I respected the fucking because she's 100% right. The dudes that were plotting on the chick from Stranger Things, like, ill. Like, what's wrong with y'all?
She has an OnlyFans?
No, I don't know if she has an OnlyFans, but they were like dudes that were like, oh, countdown until she's 18. Like, yo, what's up with you creeps?
Oh, yeah. Nah, see, I don't like none
But
of that shit.
when all else fails, a good sex tape gets you places. A great sex tape makes you part of history.
Best celebrity sex tape? Pamela?
Which is the most unfortunate story. Because
out
out
of
of
doc and all that.
Huh?
You saw the doc and how it came
Yeah.
about and all that.
Yeah, because it didn't work out well for her. And
Well,
you
no,
think
I
about
feel
that.
like it worked out well for her.
Not the way that she wanted it to. You got to think
Well,
about.
she didn't want it to come out in the begin with.
That's what I'm saying, though. But look at the trajectory of where it could have you now versus where it could have you then. Then it was crippling. Like that post celebrity like thing, it fucked up her career. They didn't want to cast her in anything mainstream anymore because you have a porno out there like it's unwholesome. We can't market you in any type of way. Opposed to nowadays where they're like, hey, listen, you haven't put out a good movie in there. Time to tighten up that skirt. You know what I'm saying? Let's lift it up and let's get out there and sell. Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian. I'm just saying, like their super shit popped post sex tape.
Yeah.
There's mad people out there now that are doing like the release sector. People are just fucking on camera now and realize that there's commodity in it.
I just hope that Kim
It's normalization. There
sends
you
a
go.
Christmas gift to Ray J every Christmas. She owes him.
Yo,
for
man.
everything.
Mad people do, though. Think about how many careers Ray J's dick created. Like, realistically. And I'm not even saying that to be any type of way.
I just know of one, and it's Kim. Before that sex tape, Kim Kardashian
Yeah, she was
was Paris Hilton's assistant.
Yeah, sure. I know who she was before the sex tape. I don't know what her life. She could have been conceived.
And she actually looked Armenian.
She could have just been developed in a lab and released with that sex tape to control America. I get it. I know who she was before that. Same thing with like Paris Hilton. Like I never really understood it, but then you see her giving like the wackest head, and you're like, I get it. Black China. I only remember Black China really in my brain because I've seen her put it work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's another bad. That's a horrible. Black China.
I like Black China.
Retire your sex tapes too. Your sex tapes is horrible.
It's not about that.
She gets Paris Hilton head.
It's fine. I'm not there. When you become that much of a celebrity, I'm not there looking for the performance. I'm there looking at the fact that like, oh, you down with this? Like, cool. It's a relatability.
I got a theory to that.
You fuck too? I fuck.
I got a theory to that. You see how I feel like Black China's supposed to be a baddie, right? Sure. Paris Hilton's supposed to be a baddie, sure. Compared, whatever. I feel like the more badder or more attention a female actually gets, the worse she is in bed. The prettier or more, you know what I mean? Like they try to be sexy instead of.
That's so funny.
You know what I mean?
You get rather be aesthetically pleasing than efficient.
Yes.
That is nah, man. I get that.
They try to be sexy with it instead of just do the job.
See, and that's so funny because, like I said, I've grew up the complete opposite way where I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? Not the most handsome, so you better be efficient. You better fucking execute. I'm a goddamn sniper. You know what I'm saying?
That's like how I like the theory of big girls give the best head.
Yo, once again, the lack of being aesthetically pleasing does something for you in most aspects. Whether it builds your personality, whether it gets you into the position where you are capable of sucking the wildest dick because what else you gonna do to try to drag people in? Like, I get it. I get that shit. You know what I'm saying? The guys who have the crazy oral game because sometimes you got to make up for the extra pushing, extra cushion for the pushing. Like you got to make up. I get it. Yo, man, you strive. Good looking people don't have it as hard in as far as going into depth. So I think that you're right. I think that there's people who, and I'm not gonna say strictly women because I'm pretty sure guys too.
I'm not going.
I don't have experience with it, but I'm pretty
sure
I don't
have experience with men. So I just speaking on my experience.
I can speak on generalization though. You know what I'm saying? Statistically,
I feel that way.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
I brought that up to a wife. We was talking. She was talking to her sister on the phone, and something about she said something about big girl head, and I was like, I ain't never have no big girl head. I heard that's the best. I wish I should have got some big girl head.
That's hilarious.
And then her sister's man was in the background. Said, I got it before. It's good.
Hey yo, that's hysterical. But yeah, man, I just generally like that with everything though. For the things that become easy, you don't have to dig in deep and build character. You know what I'm saying? You got to build character. You got to know how to work it because aesthetically, you're not going to be the greatest to look at. Yeah. That light's going to come on. There's going to be some realizations and some thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to be more sweaty than someone else. It's a whole thing. But with that being said, like, yeah, I don't really expect any of these celebrity chicks to throw it down. I just think that it's awesome. Like, cool. You got your thing. Yo, you know what my favorite nude leak has been? Jennifer Lawrence. Why? Because I dig her personality. Like, I think that all her interviews, she's funny. So that made her, like, Hunger Games nudes a lot more attractive. It did. It made them hot. Like I was like, oh, this is sweet.
I've never seen Jennifer Lawrence is one of those women that are like sought after a lot in Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah, and like
I thought it was just me.
People actually talk about her. A lot of people are very attracted to her. I don't see, for the better lack of the term, she's very basic to me.
That's what's magical about her. Her personality is what carries her because she looks like another default character.
Yeah,
but her personality is mad wild, and she that's reflective on that. And like I said, seeing the way that she was made those pictures that much more attractive. If not, that was build a character before you put clothes on it. No, 100%. But knowing that she's just like a weirdo, like, I like that. Weirdness is cool. Like, weirdness is cool to an extent, though. Because we have walking trees on here as a topic to talk about. But I realize, like, you don't want to talk about walking trees.
I knew nothing about it, and I just saw it in our topic list, so I was like, I'll put it on the board.
They're trees that, like, walk towards water. Like, it's a thing. The roots pull up and they just move themselves. don't know if the video I watched was time lapse, but it was bugged out to watch. Like, I don't know if that was like over 30 days. Like, that shit was like, you walk. I was like, oh, fuck. I started thinking, I was like, damn, this is where they got the concept of walking trees in Lord of the Rings. Like, oh, shit. Like, this is really a thing. Like, it's based on, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Understanding where the ideas of mythology come from, as long as they're based on something real, is very cool to me.
I guess.
But also, like, you know, for my love of history, I have no clue about geography. And that fucks everything up.
Well, not for nothing. You being such conspiracy theorist, documentary watcher, audio book listener.
Yeah, man.
You would think that you would know a little bit more about the geography of things.
I've never done anything that really involved maps.
Because when what was it you saw about the Vikings?
Yeah, when I didn't realize that like when I seen where Scotland was compared to Ireland and Wales, and the fact that Wales and Ireland were like wall to wall, and I'm like, oh, that explains so much of where the beef comes from. And mind you, this was in the sense of like an early English documentary, like they were talking about like the rise of the kingdoms and shit like that. So I was just like, oh, this is also what Vikings like. Oh, and I looked at the map and I was like, that's crazy. That's like when we got into the argument the other day about how big is Ukraine versus Russia, and I was like, Ukraine's like the Texas of Russia. And they were like, yo, it's mad big. And I'm like, yeah, but no, but like fundamentally, like, look how big Russia is. Like, in comparison, that's Texas.
Yeah, but when we was when that in the Ukraine Russia war, it's not like they're fighting all through Ukraine and all through Russia. Well, they're not even fighting in Russia, they're just fighting in Ukraine.
That's right.
It's just like the border territories. They're not in like deep inland. It's just like right there.
Bro, I don't even know if there's really a war going on out there. I don't know. I'm not there. Front lines. I don't care. We got war going on here.
With who?
With just everybody, man. People are in the streets. Cops are killing people. Broke people's robbing people. Like, there's a whole left out, mentally like ill army that's just slowly built. Somebody's going to come out like goddamn Joker, and they're going to have a whole gang of minions. Give it like a couple more months. Let summer roll around. You're going to see a bunch of face-painted homeless people popping out of the Lincoln.
I'm not even going to lie, though.
They're going to be crawling out of the A-train subway.
I've been thinking about it. I'm kind of worried for this summer, bro.
That's why I just don't be around. I don't pay no mind. I just keep it pushing.
I feel like this summer's going to be a little crazy. Last summer was kind of cool, like calm.
Because people were still nervous. This year, there's going to be no nervousness.
There's no nervousness. There's no boundaries to go anywhere. There's not going to be anything like. There's going to be straight open outside. Yep. And the way that the city is, I see a lot of bodies dropping this summer, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. I don't even want to get into that. That's
it's going to be crazy, bro.
That's going to suck. Yeah. But I like to hope for the best and assume that maybe the government will, I don't know, unleash some other horrible disaster. Because that's the best. That. I'm just saying, like, it'll keep people in check.
100 people die from shootings in the summer. Mm-hmm. It's bad. Mm-hmm. But the best would be thousands of people die from another pandemic.
I mean, do we know that thousands really died?
Yes. We worked at the hospital. We seen them putting them in trucks.
Do we know what was in those trucks?
People.
I'm saying, I don't know what was in those trucks. That could have just been like soft serve, ice cream barrels.
Soft serve body bags?
Listen, man. The fact of the matter is, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, when we first started this pod, we talked about the shit, about how this whole COVID shit was a lab leak, how they were banning people off YouTube. We was afraid to say shit, like you couldn't do it. And then now, today, whatever day it is in February of 2023, they're like, yeah, it came out of a lab. What you gonna do? And they owe a bunch of people apologies, including myself. I want an apology. I said that shit. Because I seen a documentary about it prior to it happening. This lady told Jesse the Body Ventura. You remember Jesse the Body Ventura? Uh-huh. Who became Senator Jesse the Body Ventura?
Horrible.
Yeah. He now lives in Mexican compound Jesse the Body Ventura. Because this chick came on his, like, he had like a whole mystery conspiracy show. She was like, Dr. Fauci chased me off an island. He was trying to kill me because I knew that he was making this shit. And I was like, don't make it. And then he was like, die, bitch. So I ran. And Jesse the Body was like, that's crazy. And then his show got canceled. This bitch disappeared. Now he lives in Mexico. Just saying, somebody owes apologies. All right? Shit came from a lab is what it is. Sad part is, and I mean this sincerely.
But did we, all right, honestly, really, anybody think that it didn't come from a lab?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody.
No, everybody knew it came from a
No,
lab.
can't say that in retrospect. No, you can't.
Everyone knew that.
Nope,
You
can't
think
say that
that
in
people
retrospect.
really believe it came from a nigga eating a bat?
Yes, I really do. I think that's the
Only stupid people thought that.
bro. I can't speak on anyone else's intelligence. I can only tell you what my perception was versus what I saw
Bro,
the masses'
people
perception
been
was.
eating bats forever.
And then they says he thought it came from a bat. And he's
Said-
part of the education of the youth.
Back to my point. Only stupid people thought that.
You're not gonna talk about him like that. Keep trying to tell you that. Don't leave my nah.
Fuck you think, bro? People been eating. You think people just started eating bats?
I'm just saying though.
We just said down south they eat possums and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
You
none of
think
that
they
shit
don't
got
eat bats?
COVID. I'm just saying.
Bats don't have COVID.
Exactly, because it was made in the lab, like I said from the rip.
That's what I'm saying. If you really thought that it was from the bat, like just like how they said AIDS came from a guy fucking a monkey.
No, that was also made by the same team.
Once again, that's what I'm saying.
Fauci.
That's what I'm saying. The story of a guy eating a bat is as real as a guy fucking a monkey to create AIDS.
I mean, yeah, but guess what? They were able to sell this narrative.
We know monkeys.
Bro, they were able to sell this narrative. They sold the narrative. Everyone
Nah.
believed it.
People didn't
It was a
believe that
lab
shit.
it's a natural occurrence. It was bound to happen.
It was
Blah, blah, blah,
it was
blah, blah.
because of Trump spreading the China virus. The China virus.
Okay, so with that being said, it don't look like he was wrong, right? Like if we saying it came from where it came from, it don't look like he was wrong.
No, he was wrong because the way he was saying it was because it came from the bat. It wasn't saying that they.
He's
created.
saying contextually, he said it was a China virus. It came from a lab in China. That's a China virus.
Well, everything comes from China.
That's why
This whole house was made.
that's
in China.
why the steel that you was working with today bent like that.
No, that was American steel.
Definitely
Once
was
again,
not.
World Trade Center. American
Call
steel.
back. But nah, man, like I said, they just owe a bunch of people apologies. They was calling people all types of names, put motherfuckers on lists for saying that shit, and they want to come back and be like, yeah, my bad, y'all. And everybody's just going to be like, all right. That's the part that irks me. I'm like, nah, we're not going to take 5, and no one's going to really, hey, hold on a minute. Like,
Nah, I know why.
because we're consequentialists as a society at this point.
Nah, because nobody cares. It's done. Pandemic is over, bro. We don't care about how we got here. We lived through it. We're done. What we gonna do? It came from the lab in China. Now, what people can actually do is sue the lab in China, though.
You're not getting it, bro. If it can happen once, it can happen again.
You can sue the lab in China,
If it can happen once, it can happen again.
but you can still sue.
Yeah, you could sue whoever you want at the Disney company, fam. You're not getting anything out of it.
Oh, no, you could get. I'm pretty sure that you can get you can sue and get money off that,
Bro, I'm more than sure this
Especially
place
since the
doesn't have
proof is
a.
out.
I'm more than sure this place doesn't have like a PO box.
I'm pretty sure it does, bro.
Like I'm pretty sure you can't go over there and be like, "Excuse me, local fisherman working to this toxic lab right here. You put me through." Let me
Why
talk
gotta
to their
be the
attorney
local? See, why gotta be the local?
because they said it was at a
fisherman?
port. That's what I'm saying. Who else be chilling at ports?
There's
Hookers?
naval bases on ports.
But I'm not gonna ask that guy. I'm gonna ask the local fisherman or the hooker. I'm
That's
not gonna
probably
ask
where
the
it was at.
soldier.
At a naval China base on the port.
Yeah, that's where the lab is at. That's what I'm saying. They did it, but I'm not gonna ask them personally about it. I'm gonna ask the locals. It's the kind of person I'm a man of the streets, a man of the people, is what it is. But nah, man. Once again, the shit happened. Everybody, conspiracy theory, da 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 da. Fact. Like, and it sucks that put it like this. People have been beaten and emotionally dragged so much that everyone's like, nah, I don't care as long as it's over. And part of me really does feel like that, but also part of me is like, all right, wait a minute, listen. I'm not saying let's go to war over this shit, but can we analyze this for a second? Like, you really saying this shit happened the exact way that people said that you spent 3 years saying no, 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 no. And the minute China's like, yo, we're going to be the bigger person, we're going to end the beef between Russia and Ukraine, all of a sudden y'all say this? Either you were holding that information and you were waiting to play it, either you are looking to sway the conversation and manipulate minds and giving this one as a little bit of like a kickback to try to like get a couple people riled up and, you know, on the same page, or it's a flat out lie. Either way, y'all motherfuckers is backtracking now. Once again, I'm not trying to go to war with nobody. I am a consequentialist. It happened. We took care of what we had to happen. We're here now. But if you're not going to tell me, it don't take like a second thought, bro, to be like, all right, that was kind of wild, right? Y'all did lock down the whole world and said it was some natural occurrence from some dude having sex with like an antelope. And now it is the theory that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really?
No. I mean, nobody's going. Why?
Philosopher Raymond Kump says that you could come out and tell
Philosopher
people.
Raymond Kump says that he swallows. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's not what he said. I'm sorry.
It wasn't even his name. He just mumbled a bunch of things. Philosopher Raymond Kump says.
Kump.
Kump?
Oh.
Kump?
Oh.
says that nowadays you could probably flat out tell the American like general society that 9/11 was an inside job and no one would give a shit. And that honestly
You know
just
why?
speaks to
Yo,
desensitization.
No, it's because in real life, once something happens and it affected you, if it did
Mhm.
affect you, and it's done, it's over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want to just move past it, but like the idea that this whole thing occurred and that to no one really, and I'm not saying obviously no one because there are people who, and there of course is the other side of the spectrum where it's the people who like, oh, I'm gonna take revenge. There's gonna be another January 6th after this announcement, like weird shit like that. No, but for thought's sake, for the understanding of when they look back in history on things, looking back on history is important because you may be able to get a little knowledge on it, but if you can look back on some shit that's completely just information, it's unbiased, you get to kind of see a story in its totality. So to look back, how are they going to say that in years? They're going to go, oh, yeah, it happened. And they then release the information and people were just like, all right, well, whatever, it's done.
Nah, because what?
That's trauma. That is trauma. That is the definition of trauma. When you are ready to compartmentalize it.
Because when people are smart enough and not dumb enough to think that the shit came from a bat, then it won't matter. Because they're like, all right, we know it didn't come from a bat. It came from a. It came from a fucking. It came from a lab, like normal. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
That's all. That's all it really is at the end of the day, because if people actually feel that they have to have a second thought about it, it's wild. There's no second thought. You should have never thought it came from a bat. You should have never thought it came from anything else than a lab, bro.
But the narrative you were fed was
this
exactly
shit is called
that.
COVID. No, it don't. It don't matter what you're fed, bro. You gotta think for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with
nobody,
you.
if you actually thought, if you actually just thought and said, oh, the whole world got sick because one man ate a bat,
one dude
you sound
fucked
stupid.
An octopus, and we got this.
You sound stupid if you really think that. Like
understandably
the whole world.
So, but what you're saying right now isn't fair because there is a dominant proportion of the world that does believe the narrative.
That's stupid, bro. They're stupid.
Some people don't have the capability.
You gotta call it what it is. Stupid is as stupid does. Bro.
Some people don't have the capability. Some people don't have the capability to really render and identify thought process that isn't what's spoon fed to them.
Yo, common sense, bro.
See, but you can't say that.
It's common sense.
No, if you're engineered to think one type of way, you are going to think. The people who are blinded by patriotism, the people who feel like America as a whole can't do wrong, and I'm just using them, not attacking them, I'm just saying them as an example. Those people are indoctrinated. The people who the church is their whole life from the time that they're younger and growing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that there's no other theory in their mind outside of what they're taught. They're indoctrinated. So when you get a group of people who are scared and seeking answers, indoctrination becomes that much easier. So you get people to believe, even if it wasn't your intention. Here's my thing. I always like to remove maybe there's not a man behind the curtain. Even if it wasn't your intention and you were just spreading this news as you were getting it and you were feeling that it should be distributed, you are now responsible for shaping those minds. Just because we are capable of seeing something askew from the regular, way that things are, there are a lot of people who are committed to that narrative and that this is fucked up because they became hate mongers, they became fear mongers, they became shut-ins, like over a belief that was like, oh, this is a natural occurrence when no, this wasn't a natural occurrence. And now we're telling you. It honestly, in my heart, makes me wish that they never even said anything.
But they didn't say it was a natural occurrence. It came from a man eating a bat. That's
not
natural.
That was one of the stories. There was plenty of things that say, go back to the whole Bill Gates thing. He was talking about how this is just an occurrence that happens because after time, this was bound to happen. It's like a superstorm.
But you got to think about it. Just in the name. Just in the name of it.
Oh, I agree with you.
It's COVID-19. That means there was 18 more COVIDs before this one.
Yo, which is hilarious that you say that. And this is the last I'll touch on it because I don't want to keep kicking on this. But the prior weekend, they had the World Health Organization. They were talking about it, and the dude goes, by the time the disease was already out, we had 100,000 of the shot ready, of the vax. He goes, it was just the marketing and distribution aspect of it. So I took that as, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Did you just say as soon as the disease was there, you already had the cure?
Yeah. For every disease that's out, they automatically always have the cure.
No. You're misunderstanding me. I'm saying that you guys had the cure on deck before you were able to actually analyze the disease, meaning that this was all premeditated.
18 more before 19.
But once again, you're saying this on the world stage, and they're looking at you like, this guy's a fucking hero. They're like, Pfizer. Yeah. And once again, not like I'm like, we should ban and burn down the house. No, what I'm saying is like, can we just take a second to be like, wait a minute. Like, just to be clear, this wasn't a freak occurrence. This was bioengineered, and you had the state now, whether it got released intentionally or not, this was bioengineered, and you were prepped for this. But yet you let the world believe complete chaos and let people turn against each other just on the ideas of something that you spun. Like, you built this up, spun a counter narrative, and then had to walk it back. What does that to me says that this was all just an experiment. That's what that says to me, third party. That tells me that the powers that be saw an idea for a play, let it roll, it played its course, move on to the next one. Bring out Project Bluebeam. That's why everyone's cool about UFOs. And I'll close on this one with my rant. UFOs that you're seeing out there aren't real. Go on.
I don't think any UFOs are real at all. But
okay, some of them are real, but these ones, not real.
The only aliens in the world, in the United States, are the quote-unquote illegal aliens. That's it.
The fact that got an outside laugh just made me so happy because I was like, don't double down on what he said. It's going to make you look certain way. But then I heard that laugh and I was like, that was good.
Those are the only aliens that I actually believe in. Is the quote-unquote illegal aliens. Other than that, bro, until an alien come down and sit down with me in a podcast, drink a cup of Henny with me, I don't believe you real, bro. I'm not. There's nothing I could.
Would you fuck an alien?
How does the alien look?
I don't know. Just picture all right, like the picture that we got in the group chat: 2 heads, 3 tits.
No, I said
box.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you're bugging out though. If they're like, I'm here from Mars for you to just
it's 2
smash
heads,
this.
3 tits, 1. No, I can't do it. I'm not looking at 2 different heads. And while I'm just, it's one body. That don't rock with me. That's weird.
I told you the goal in that situation is blowjob from the front, rim job from the back simultaneously. And
there's not even enough space between their heads for that.
Yo, it's called working with it. All right, Kama Sutra. Sometimes it's not just about you. Sometimes you have to do some work. My whole thing is 3 boobs is like kind of the nerdy dream. I'm serious.
I'm pretty.
Arnold Schwarzenegger made that a thing. Total Recall, 3 boobs.
Yeah, nah.
2 heads is a little bit of an addition. But also the fact
I don't even like titties, so I don't care about boobs.
Okay, what if she had 3 butt cheeks? I don't know what the third butt cheek would do.
I don't know what the third butt cheek would do.
It would just be like skin. Yeah, if it was just like a flappy butt. Just like
nah, I gotta see how it
if it's got the perfect bounce, it'll do that thing like when the balls hit. That'd be dope. But yeah, man, I'm just saying, like, I think you wouldn't have sex like Zoe Saldana in Guardians of the Galaxy is probably like the perfect example. Like, super hot chick who's green.
See, that alien, yes.
In a heartbeat.
That's basically a humanoid alien, just a different color.
And race doesn't matter.
I don't care about race.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not a colorist. That's a perfect point. No, you know what I'm saying?
Now, but if it looks like E.T., I'm not fucking.
What that mouth do?
Nah, see, you nasty.
Conspiracy Streets podcast. Nah. Speaking of nasty elements, because I thought this was a funny thing to close up on. You wanted to enlighten me with the Ben Stein story.
Oh yeah, Ben Stein. I don't know if everybody has seen it, but Ben Stein is all up in arms that Aunt Jemima isn't on the Aunt Jemima syrup anymore. It's now called Pearl Miller, Pearl Mining Company, Pearl something, Pearls. He went on a big rant, said, he misses the quote unquote big African woman that looked like she knew how to make pancakes on the bottle. I kind of agree with him, but only because they don't, after they took Aunt Jemima off the bottle, it's like they stepped on the syrup and the shit is trash now.
Yo, Pearl Milk Company shit sucks.
Yeah, it's trash. It does not taste the same, bro. It does not taste the same. You got to put Aunt Jemima back on the bottle. It tastes way better. Especially put the young Aunt Jemima back on, not the older one. Remember the young Aunt Jemima?
Yeah, when she was just the perfect right of curve.
She looked like she could have been on Family Matters herself.
Ben Stein is a racist.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Ben Stein except Clear Eyes.
Yeah.
And isn't he Bueller?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I know about
And
Ben
he's
Stein.
also a racist.
I'm pretty sure. Listen. I personally think 98% of white people are racist. So
I mean, that's not fair.
no, that's how I feel. You know, I honestly feel that at least 98% of white people are racist. A little bit. They don't have to be a full blown racist, but
I feel like everybody's a little racist.
I feel like white people are more racist than every other country, than every other race. They just have the so.
There's a lot of white infighting. I know of this.
What do you mean white infighting? What do you mean by
Like the Irish and the Italians.
that?
don't
Yeah, white
fuck with
people are
the
racist
wasps.
against their own white people.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Well, not to say that Spanish people aren't racist against their own Spanish people too,
that's what I said. I feel like everybody's a little racist, man.
but it's
And I
more.
feel like as
I
long
don't
as-
think it's more of a racist. It's more of looking down when it comes to Spanish. Like Argentinian Hispanics feel like they're like the best of Spaniards when they.
Do they even have an army?
I don't know if they have an army or not.
Does the country have an
That
army?
makes no point. Do they even have a signature dish? What's your Argentinian dish?
I just want to know if you talking that cash shit, if we could just take you over or not. Like, you should be humble if your country doesn't have like a good defense. You
I'm
shouldn't be
pretty
racist.
sure.
If I know that 16 Dominicans and a boat full of Cubans can take your whole country over, I'd relax. I'd be real cool.
I
about
wouldn't be
who's on there.
surprised if you
That's
get
what I'm saying.
16 Dominicans and 20 Cubans to go and take over Argentina.
Yeah, you could. You just send them in there. You got this.
I wouldn't be surprised they could do it.
Yeah. Yo, are you telling me people should be more polite when the cartel owns their country? They can move into yours. Relax. You know what I'm saying? That's why I asked if they had an army or not. Like, yo, do you get to keep that same amount of energy?
You know?
You know, that's something I definitely think of. But Ben Stein, historically speaking, is known for being a racist. That's why when you said that he was like, I'm looking for the big African woman, I'm like, okay, sir, let's calm down. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you mean this in the wholesome, fun way the rest of us mean this. You may be looking for like somebody who you assume is like a butler or something, and I don't like that.
I feel like he just, in better lack of words, he was trying to say, yo, this shit is stepped on. I need the real deal
He's-
back.
Ben Stein is one of the at the time was one of the most intelligent people in the world. Don't tell me he can't audibly explain himself.
Nah, he
He
can't.
knows what he said.
Nah, he knows how to explain himself in big words, but to get down to the nitty gritty and the feeling, I don't think he can
Starts
elaborate himself.
Rubbing the boobs of the bottle, and he's like, I just missed that old thing. Bring it back. Yeah, I guess.
But no, that's Miss Buttersworth that has the shape of the bottle. I only know
Nah,
because
Aunt
I
Jemima-
have a Miss Buttersworth
I
bottle.
thought
in my
Aunt Jemima had the
Nah, it was just a picture. That's Miss Buttersworth with the
Oh,
bottle shape.
is Miss Buttersworth still Miss Buttersworth?
Yeah.
So what we talking about then?
Miss Buttersworth,
Yeah,
it's okay.
that's like the
It's
Popeyes
still not Aunt
chicken lady.
Jemima. I gotta find a old pack of Aunt Jemima somewhere.
Yeah, that's just the
Going
with
East
the
Bay.
red.
Not I said East Bay. I mean eBay.
East Bay.
Remember East Bay?
Yeah, I was at East Bay. Nah, that's like the one with the handkerchief joint, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that one. Whatever, man. Miss Buttersworth is where it's at. Also, I just thought that was mad funny to be like, Ben Stein, you're still alive. Don't tell me COVID's dangerous. All right. Conspiracy Streets Podcast. Till next time. Also, don't forget to check us out. Patreon.com/Conspiracy Streets Podcast. Definitely join in now. You get the full videos, extended episodes, everything you could think of, bonus content, making the pod. Little features coming soon, little videos here and there. It's going to be pretty fun.
Yep. Get in where you fit in. You heard? Conspiracy Streets Podcast.
Later.
Conspiracy Streets Podcast.